Hello there, and welcome to Energy and the Environment. This is GCSE Science Physics. So let's have a look at this chapter. So here you need to learn what fossil fuels actually do to our environment, why people are concerned about nuclear power, and the advantages and disadvantages of renewable energy resources, and how to evaluate the uses of different energy resources. So here we've got a diagram, first of all, a pie chart, and it shows you the energy sources that we use for our electricity in this country. So at the moment, gas is 46%, coal is 31%, nuclear is 16%. But let me just assure you that renewable energy is accounting for nearly 50% plus in the UK at the moment, and it will be increasing even more. So renewable energy, what I mean by renewable energy is wind power, solar power, power coming from the sun that we use in terms of converting into chemicals, tidal power and wind power as well. So can you get energy without creating any problems? Figure 1 shows the energy sources people use today to generate electricity. What effect does each one have on your environment? So that's something to consider. So the problems with fossil fuels: when coal, oil, or gas is burnt, greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide are released. The amount of these gases in the atmosphere is increasing, and most scientists believe that this is causing more global warming and climate change. Some electricity comes from oil-fired power stations. People use much more oil to produce fuels for transportation, such as cars, buses, motorcycles, and so on. Burning fossil fuels, and planes as well, burning fossil fuel can also produce sulfur dioxide. This gas causes acid rain. The sulfur can be removed from a fuel after burning it to stop acid rain. For example, natural gas has its sulfur impurities removed before it is used. Fossil fuels are non-renewable. Sooner or later, people will have used up the Earth's reserves of fossil fuels. Alternative sources of energy will then have to be found. But how soon is this the case? So oil and gas reserves could be used up within the next 50 years. Coal reserves will last much longer. Carbon capture and storage technology could be used to stop carbon dioxide emissions into the atmosphere from fossil fuel power stations. Old oil and gas fuels could be used for carbon dioxide storage. Nuclear versus renewable energy. So people need to use fossil fuels in order to stop global warming. So the fossil fuels that they need to use have to be far, far fewer if we're even to consider the reduction in global warming. So should people rely on nuclear power or on renewable energy in the future? Well, there are advantages and disadvantages of using nuclear power. Firstly, there are no greenhouse gases produced from nuclear energy, which is an advantage. So unlike oil, gas, and coal, there are no greenhouse gases that are produced. Much more energy is transferred from each kilogram of uranium or plutonium fuel than from fossil fuel. So in this case, nuclear energy is very good because from a little bit of uranium or plutonium, we get so much more energy. What are the disadvantages? Well, used fuel rods contain radioactive waste, which has to be stored safely for centuries. Because that radioactive waste, you cannot dispose of it once we've used it, because it could be harmful to human beings and animals. Nuclear reactors are safe in normal operation. However, an explosion in a reactor could release radioactive material over a wide area. This would affect this area and the people living there for many, many years. We've seen some radioactive leaks in our time in the world, and it's been lethal for people and for animals. So these are some of the disadvantages, even though the energy creation is quite clean and you get so much more for your energy compared to fossil fuels. So going forwards in the UK, we know that renewable energy is accounting for a lot of our energy production now, so such as energy from the sea, such as tidal energy. We've got wind turbines. We've also got solar power as well, which is a good thing because this will hopefully reduce the overall global effects of global warming, but in not just the UK, but it has to spread out in the entire world. So let's see how the world reacts to this in the next few years. So have a read of this chapter again. You've got some more resources and the follow-up questions to read. And please do answer these questions, and we will then go over these in our next lesson. Thank you.